Well, you've seen the worst, now on to the best. Like I've said before, despite the fact that there are a lot of annoying Super Mario Logan characters, there are also a lot of really funny and entertaining ones as well. Now, if you're wondering why this is a top 10 instead of a top 20 as I promised earlier, do you think it's because I couldn't find 20 characters worthy of being on the list? Do you think it's that I wanted them to be more even? Well, it's partially both of those, but mostly I just kind of felt like making a top 10. It is kind of fitting seeing as my original version of this video was also a top 10, and it for a while was my most popular video, but it's pretty outdated, so I think it's time to make a new edition. The rules are simple, the ones you'd expect, however there's one rule that was also active in the worst list that I didn't mention there, and that's that I'm not including any one-shot characters, as in characters who have been in one video and only one video, which is why you didn't see Sheila or the Koopa Kids on the worst list. So now with all that out of the way, let's begin.
Now this is what I call a Thanksgiving.
I know, Dad, everybody's here. It's like we're one big happy family.
I know, like everybody.
From like every video.
Oh boy, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one. Yes, this isn't a joke, Mama Luigi is only number 10 on the list. Kinda funny seeing as he was number 10 on my original list as well. But anyway, let's talk about the positives of Mama Luigi. In Mario & Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures, Mama Luigi was hilarious. His stupid and dumb antics were really what gave the series its highlights, with a lot of funny moments. Particularly the beginning where he flat out pays Bowser to kidnap Peach so Mario can have an adventure. He was a stupid character, but he was really funny too. It's kind of sad that some people think his whole thing was just running around and wheezing all the time. But now, as for why he's only number 10 on the list, well, here's the thing. No, it's not because he's dead, and yes, I know he is coming back, although it'll probably take a year for that to happen considering how much Logan's been doing the Stupid and Dumb Adventures. The real reason is, looking back at it, Season 1 of the Stupid and Dumb Adventures, and by extension Mama Luigi, don't hold up as well as I remembered them, and that probably goes for a lot of fans. Don't get me wrong, Mama Luigi's still funny, but compared to some of the stuff nowadays, it's not really as good. I know when it comes to a lot of Logan's older fans, Mama Luigi would top pretty much all their lists, and there's nothing wrong with that. But to be perfectly honest, I just don't like him as much as everyone else. He still is funny though.
Like everybody.
From like every video.
Hey look, Mario's at number 9 again. Yes, don't worry, I swear this is the last entry on the list that's the exact same character at the exact same number. But anyway, what do I like about Mario? So, what is so good about Mario? Well, he's a great straight man to all the stuff going on around him. You see, he's the most relatable character out of all of them, at least to me. He's just your average Joe trying to get through his day with all these crazy people around him. Whenever he gets mad in the series, it's something legitimate to get mad about that most people would be angry at. If you think about it, Mario's probably the nicest character in the series. I mean, in both the Black Yoshi's in Trouble and Shrek's Diet, Mario goes far out of his way to help them change their ways so they won't either die of diabetes or go to jail for the rest of their lives. Mario might not be that funny of a character on his own, but just his reactions to all the chaos around him really make for some great comedy.
Like everybody.
From like every video.
Now, from what I understand, a whole lot of people don't really like Cody, and to be honest, I can kind of understand. He's a total creep, and he's in almost as many videos as Junior. But at the same time, I think Cody's really funny. He started off as your token nerd character in the Summer School series, where his main trait was that he was a nerd and he had a lot of medical disorders. I mean, it's to the point where he came to summer school not because he had to, but because he wanted to learn more. As the series progressed, Cody tended to get more involved with Junior, and also there were jokes about him being gay, and I think it's actually kind of interesting that Logan actually has jokes about someone being gay for a character who actually is gay, as opposed to Black Yoshi just yelling at Toad for acting gay. Sure, he can be pretty creepy at times, but I honestly think one of the few upsides of the constant Junior videos is the fact that most of Cody's jokes hit bullseye. But that's not all there is to his character. There's also jokes about him being a total nerd and really smart. For example, the one time where he was actually able to see through Mr. Winkle's disguise as Jackie Chu, while Junior and Joseph just thought it was really Jackie Chu. Also, I can't go without listing Cody's best appearance. Bowser Jr.'s game night. Whether it be him having Ken say that he should get all the money in Monopoly, or freaking out that he killed someone in Operation. If you guys still hate Cody, that's fine, but for me, I think he was a really funny character.
Like everybody.
From like every video.
You know, with all these choices, this might be my most controversial positive video yet. But yes, Principal Steinbeck is number 7 on this list. Now, a lot of his traits might make him seem very hateable, whether it be laughing like a maniac when Junior gets in trouble, or flat out beating up Toad for interrupting class. But here's why I like him. He's just a really funny and over-the-top character. Lavelle did a great job of portraying this guy. And while Charlie was my least favorite live-action character, Steinbeck's easily my favorite. Bubbles would probably be second, considering that one scene where he managed to convince Toad that jail was cool. But anyways, back to Steinbeck. Everything about this character is just so over the top, whether it be his outfit, his movements, his voice, which by the way changes between the summer school and first grade series. Really, any scene with this guy in it, regardless of how bad the video is a joy to watch. The only reason he's not higher on the list is because he's not used that much, but then again, I can kind of understand why that is.
Like everybody.
From like every video.
You know, there's a question I'd like to ask. Why doesn't Logan use Woody anymore? I mean, I can understand the whole reason with Mama Luigi, I can kind of understand Tony, and I definitely get the whole pretty much any character before the Stupid and Dumb Adventures, but really, why isn't Woody in more videos? He's a really funny character. He started off as your typical redneck character who, oddly enough, was addicted to shrimp, and calls them shrimpos. As the series went on, however, while he still retained a lot of his redneck traits, he also became sort of your Bear Grylls type survivalist character, having his own show called Shrimpo Hunter, where in a bunch of hilarious ways he hunts for, well, shrimpos. I guess one of the big reasons that Logan doesn't use Woody anymore is that he's running out of ideas for Shrimpo Hunter. But Woody can be used in videos outside of Shrimpo Hunter. I mean, he can have roles besides that, a big example being in the Big Thanksgiving, where he had his gun that can cook a turkey. Overall, Woody's a really funny, redneck survivalist character that really should be in more videos.
Like everybody.
From like every video.
If there's one character in Super Mario Logan who had a lot of stereotypes, it would be Jackie Chu. He has just about every Chinese stereotype out there, to the point where it's almost on Punch-Out levels. No, in fact, it probably is. But he's really funny, and there are some original things about him, like he's so smart that he has a PhD in calculus, which, by the way, is impossible, and he worships Godzilla. I think it was a really good choice to make him the teacher in the summer school series, as A, he calls everyone dumb, B, he's really smart, and C, it's just fun to see a lot more from this character. Although, it was never established why he doesn't work for Bowser anymore. Also, I can't believe I almost forgot Jackie Chu's rivalry with The Fly. In possibly a reference to Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid movies, Jackie Chu has a rivalry with The Fly. Why? Because it killed his grandfather. And yes, the other characters do point out how stupid that sounds. Overall, Jackie Chu's a really funny, albeit very stereotypical character.
Like everybody.
From like every video.
Okay, now we have Shrek. For those who don't know, Shrek was number 1 on my original list. Why is he not number 1 here? Well, the main reason is that there are just 3 characters I like better now, but there are some other reasons as well. Well, let's start with the positives. First off, Shrek is a funny character. Pretty much he mainly does 2 things: eat cheesecake and take dumps. Really, Shrek tends to do a lot of crazy stuff, Mario freaks out about it, and Shrek treats it like it's no real big deal. He is a pretty irresponsible character. Out of all the characters on this list, I find Shrek the hardest to describe just what's so funny about him. I just feel that he really is in situations like that. I mean, we're talking about a character who had an almost 10-minute long video of them on the toilet, and it was freaking hilarious. So what knocked him down a couple of pegs? Now you might be saying Shrek's crappy wish, but it's beyond that. There was a period where Logan was just using Shrek for cheap gross out. It's not just Shrek's crappy wish, it was also Chef Pee Pee Quits Part 3 and Mario's grandpa. Contrary to popular opinion though, I do feel he did get redeemed in Shrek's diet and Shrek's bath problem. Come on, Shrek's bath problem isn't that gross. Either way, Shrek's still a funny character, and hopefully he'll continue to appear in videos semi-frequently like he has been.
Like everybody.
From like every video.
Up next, we have Kraig, quite possibly the funniest depiction of the devil I have ever seen. Keep in mind, Hades does not count as the devil. How's his personality? Well, he seems kinda lonely actually. I mean, being the devil, you wouldn't really have a whole lot of friends, I would imagine. There are a lot of jokes about him being the devil, including one that was his own car dealership where he felt the need to make jokes about him being the devil. He pretty much carried Evil Bowser all on its own to being such a great video, and he was really funny in that. Whether it be the reason he showed up so fast was because no one prays to the devil and everyone prays to Jesus, or how his favorite number isn't 666 but is actually 17. Crap, my favorite number 17 too, that's kind of scary. As I said last year, in that video, all the evils he taught Bowser were really petty pranks really, but it was really funny. Also, when it comes to Kraig, there are a lot of jokes about horrible events like 9/11 or the Holocaust, but they're written so well that they're not really offensive, just really funny. Also, that Hall of Fame gag in Luigi's Mansion Episode 7 was freaking awesome. Just like with Steinbeck, pretty much any scene with this guy in is a joy to watch regardless of how bad the episode is. But the thing with it is that he doesn't appear all that much. He does appear more than Steinbeck, but still not a ton.
Like everybody.
From like every video.
Oh boy, I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this, putting the Brooklyn guy this high up on the top of my list. Now, first off, I get why people don't like this guy as a character. You see, a lot of his jokes can be very wordy, and that could put off some people, but for me, I think he's hilarious. Yes, I know I complained about him in the grilled cheese, but I hated him in that video and only that video. Now, one thing I should mention is that, aside from Bowser, Chef PP, Jr., Joseph, and Cody, this guy probably appears in the most videos nowadays. Basically, this guy is pretty much every job in town, whether it be game show host, electrician, exterminator, policeman, fireman, doctor. He has pretty much every job. And yes, they do make jokes about that. So I guess he's similar to Larry from The Amazing World of Gumball, at least occupation-wise, not personality-wise. The Brooklyn guy is very sarcastic, kinda like me. And pretty much, he just points out all the different logical problems that happen pretty much wherever he is in an SML video. Honestly, making him the host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was a genius idea. Just with him reacting to the stupid questions, answers, and all the different contestants was really funny. Also, a lot of people don't know this, but on Super Bowser Logan, there were several Let's Play videos starring the Brooklyn guy, and he was really funny, especially in his Sims 4 video. He just had so many funny moments, and you could tell Chris was having a good time making up a backstory for him. So overall, yeah, the Brooklyn guy is a really funny character. Now, this is the point where I had posed the question of who could beat him, but seeing as you've seen all of the other entries, you've probably figured it out by now.
Like everybody.
From like every video.
Yep, Black Yoshi's number one. Come on, you didn't think I could make a list of the best Super Mario Logan characters and leave Black Yoshi off of it, did you? So, let's get down to Black Yoshi's personality. He's essentially your stereotypical gangsta. He's really funny though. He loves Call of Duty, has a bad temper, is overall very irresponsible, binges welfare checks, and tries to get a ton of money off of Mario. Also, whenever someone comes after Junior, it's typically Black Yoshi who has it the most satisfyingly. So yeah, my favorite character is a jerk to my least favorite character. Black Yoshi's so irresponsible that he actually enjoyed it on his trip to hell until he found out there was no fried chicken, purple Kool-Aid, or Call of Duty. Oh, and let's not forget Black Yoshi's money problem, where he takes out a massive debt that he won't be able to pay back just so he can buy a couple pointless things. Despite his extensive knowledge of the hood, there are certain times when Black Yoshi can be a pretty big idiot, such as not knowing how popsicles are typically eaten, to not realizing that the fact that the lights came back on also means that Call of Duty is working again. You know, some might argue that Black Yoshi's really not that cool of a character. I mean, he's an idiot, he's lazy, and he picks fights with just about everyone, even little kids. But that's just what makes him so funny. Every video this guy's been in has been good in some way. Heck, even Black Yoshi's fried chicken wasn't terrible. Yes, I put it way too high on my worst list. I'm Defoffilizer, and be sure to let me know in the comments what your favorite Super Mario Logan characters are. Oh, and please don't kill me for putting Mama Luigi at only number 10. That would be nice too.